Shalom, shalom, shalom. I will first like to start the lesson off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rahaha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles, double honors to the elder bishops of Great Millstone who taught me this truth through the spirit and the power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Peace and salutations to the brothers out there pushing this truth, the 100% truth out there on the highways and the byways, the Akim, as well as you few sisters out there listening and learning, the Akwat. To you also, I say Shalom. It is your brother, Hatazar Kabar, back here with another lesson through the spirit. And in tonight's installment, I'll be doing a reaction from the elder brother, whose channel is titled Biblical Defenders. And as the title of this lesson I have, it says, GMS hates black women. Now, I'm most likely going to change. I might either keep it that way or change it to the full title that he had his lesson as. Let me see. I can change it right now, matter of fact. Let me see what he said. GMS hates black women, comment. I guess we love so-called black men then. So this is going to be, a little reaction video, man. He played a few clips at the beginning, as he always does. And then I'm going to go ahead, pull out some scriptures and some precepts through the Spirit, Lord willing. And Lord willing, the lesson be edifying to those out there listening or watching. So without further ado, man, I'm not going to waste no time. Go ahead and get into it. So this is a fair use.
Ms. Bolijak tells the court she's lived 30 years without a father and is filled with anger, hurt, and resentment. She breaks down as she explains how her kids even ask who their grandfather is, and she has no answer. The courtroom is silent. It's the pain of 3 generations hanging in the air. Ms. Common chimes in, swearing she's always told her daughter the truth. I'm absolutely sure he's the father, she says. But we all know how that confidence usually...
I just want to say this, man. She's saying she's telling the truth, and she don't even have on her real hair.
ends.
Robert is her father is because he'd never been around. I mean, like I told him when she was 1 year old that he was the father, and I gave him her address and phone number.
Claiming he was their man. So she went back to an older, more stable ex-boyfriend. Then she admits, right there in court, that her ex might also be the father.
We talk, and he's been to my church with me.
Does he accept you as his daughter, or is there still a feeling of limbo?
I believe between both of us, there's still a feeling of limbo.
What are your hopes?
My hopes is that she actually knows what she's talking about, that he is the father. But more so, my hopes is just for the truth to come out. That's it. I just want to know, not even for me, because at this point, I'm grown.
Finally, Jerome brings the envelope. Judge Lake opens it slowly. The courtroom is dead silent. In the case of Common versus Smith, she begins. When it comes to 29-year-old Lorraine Bolijak, Mr. Smith, you are not the father, gasps.
Common versus Smith. When it comes to 29-year-old Lorraine Bolijak, has been determined by this court. Mr. Smith, you are not the father. I'm very sorry.
A chilling 911 call. A desperate child's voice on the line. Florida officers rushed to the scene only to uncover 2 little ones, ages 3 and 6, abandoned in their own home. What happens next was all captured on body cam.
3 and 6. Who's watching Mario and they're by themselves? Yeah.
Are you Amber?
Yes.
Okay, what are we doing?
I had to run to the mailbox.
Where's the mailbox?
Right there. But my key wasn't working. Because she usually.
Yeah, we
She
just,
usually
no,
checks
let's
the
stop,
thing.
let's stop for a minute. You went at the mailbox. Okay, we've been in the neighborhood for like 15.
What happened? Who called?
Listen to me for a minute, okay? We've been in the neighborhood for 15 or 20 minutes. You ain't at the mailbox.
I really did go
Okay,
check the mail.
okay, you might
And then-
have
Okay, I went to the
initially,
store.
and then where did we go?
And then she called me and I came right back.
Okay, what store did you go to?
Right there at the gas
I don't know what
station.
store you're talking about, right?
I know, no, I'm not from here. We just moved here, sir.
Okay, where do you move here from?
South Carolina.
Okay, what are the laws in South Carolina? You allowed to leave a 3-year-old and a 6-year-old home alone?
No,
You're not?
I'm not.
Okay, so you allowed to leave a 3-year-old and a 6-year-old home alone?
No,
You're not?
I'm not.
Okay, so you know better, right?
Yes.
That's unbelievable. And then you hang up on my deputy?
To all the black women and girls who have had abortions and will have abortions.
See, y'all don't know this, but when I was listening to this video earlier today, because I was walking to class listening to it in my earbud, I couldn't see, I wasn't watching none of these videos. I couldn't see who was talking. That's Cori Bush. She was the former House of Representative for St. Louis. Now, I never met Cori Bush because I have been around politicians and stuff like that, but that's insane. What she's about to say is insane. It's not insane, but it's like still, it's crazy. And this also is a fact as well. That's a fact, you know. Women get lesser sentences, less harsh sentences than men do.
To all the black women and girls who have had abortions and will have abortions, we have nothing to be ashamed of. To all the black women and girls who have had abortions and will have abortions, we have nothing to be ashamed of. So we deserve better. We demand better. We are worthy of better. So today I sit before you as that nurse, as that pastor. So today I sit before you as that nurse, as that pastor.
Y'all know the videos I've made about.
I was about to say she's a nurse. I've already done a lesson on the history of eugenics, reproductive rights, and things of that nature. And when she said that, in my mind, when I was watching this earlier, when she said that, I thought to myself, anyone who supports abortion or the killing of a child, which we know that even being able to have children is a blessing from the Lord, they're a non-believer. You can't tell me that you believe in the Bible, but you believe in abortion and the killing of a fetus or a child. You can't tell me that. You're contradicting yourself.
I sit before you as that nurse, as that pastor.
Y'all know the videos I've made about Kevin Garnett and his greedy wife. Well, apparently, she is going the Blake Griffin baby mother route of seeking over $200,000 in support. Apparently, Kevin Garnett's ex-wife, Brandy Garnett, is seeking over $146,000 per month in spousal support and $46,000 monthly in child support. Now, according to TMZ, Kevin Garnett's divorce is not going to come cheap if his estranged wife gets what she feels she's due.
And the sad thing is now you have a lot of women. Which I was thinking about this as well when I was coming back, when I just was coming back home. The reason why the birth rate has went down. Another reason why, it's not the main reason, but another reason why it costs so much to even have a child now. To raise a kid, the financial burden with everything going on, and the fact that the pay raise has not went up, it's damn near impossible to have a child. It costs a lot. Then on top of that, you have a lot of women who are now they've been doing this stuff ever since the implementation of child support. You have women, a generation of women now who think it's okay to quite literally have a child just to get paid, like it's a job. You're getting paid to have kids, and they're seen as okay. You're getting paid to have kids. You don't have to raise them right. You don't have to raise them in a sound household. Make sure they do well in society and things of that nature. Have a nice foundation for them. No, you just have a kid and get paid. You don't even have to go to work. The government will take care of it.
If the support in total is meant to take care of your children, why are you seeking such a substantial amount for yourself?
I want to give all the praises and the honor to Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai Bahashim Racha HaKwadash, and double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone. Honors as well to the other elders, you brethren, you fellow believers of this truth. Shalom to you other brothers and sisters that supports this truth. Shalom to the elect. So anyway, I received a comment, and I'll read it first. Let me read it first. This comment here. This was a video about women crying because there was no men to shovel them out of the snow. And I exposed it. This is what happens with the independent feminist woman. But, you know, the GMS haters, I don't know if this is a woman or a man. I'm not even going to try to go over the name. But this person says they should have just, why paid, something about paid someone to shovel the damn snow. Pay somebody to shovel the snow. Why making this an issue? Don't ask me. The woman said there was 5 women that got on there and said they wish they had a man there to help them shovel snow. Okay. If you want to marry, then marry. If you don't want to be alone, if you don't want to, then be alone. Be alone. Why it seems GMS hates black woman, your own kind. Don't get it. Now, if you ever disciplined a child, right? You ever discipline a child, and a child, you know, for some of you who are mothers, and the child say, I hate you, you know, they don't really hate you. They're messed up because they don't get away from the punishment. They're mad because you caught them and you're punishing them for the wicked, evil deeds that they've done. That's why they're mad. It doesn't mean the parent doesn't love you, because that's absolutely love. I mean, the scriptures does say, conquer that child, spare the rod, spoil the child. Really, women are under, and this is where people get confused. Women are under the husband. Husband means master, wife means servant. Look it up in online etymology. So if that's the case, it's the same mindset of a woman and a child. So women are children to us, whether you like it or not. And if you don't want to follow, move on. Nope.
And he even goes, well, I'm going to finish. Let him finish.
But it tells you have to be with a man if you don't want to be with a man. We're not forcing that. We're not like IUIC, the sisters, we love you all, and come in and then all the adultery begins. No, we don't do that. You can do what the hell you want as a sister. We leave it up to husbands to have control over their own households. Now, to say we hate women for correcting them is like saying the Most High hates us for putting our so-called black asses into slavery. But anyway, I'm going to address a couple things that was said. Well,
y'all get the point, man. People always say this, though. They always have this claim that, even my friends, they say to me, they say, this nigga E hate women. This nigga they just say this nigga E hate women. He hate black women. All of this other things. Yet I was still dealing with a black woman at the quote unquote black woman at the time when I was saying all of these things to them. Now at the moment, I'm not dealing with her. But it is what it is. It's not like Like he said, there are brothers who have wives. I know a brother that has a wife. A few brothers that have wives. And guess what? They're Jake women. Judite to be exact. So it's nothing wrong, or Northern, or Salakia, Southern Kingdom to be exact. So it's not a fact that we hate women, because like you said, we hate all black women. You might as well say we hate all black men too then. No, we hate the wicked ones, the ones who do stuff like that, and the examples that he showed us in that video and in that lesson. So it's not a sense of I hate women, because if that was the case, I wouldn't be with no woman at all. If you saying we hate women, you trying to say we gay or something? I don't know. Me personally, I don't know no men that's in GMS that's gay. That don't even make sense. That don't even make common sense. But you never heard none of the brothers say, "Oh, I hate women. I hate black. I can't stand them bitches." And I go in on the so-called black woman, but that's me correcting them because I love them. Why would I want to see our women in the state that they're in while they're under the curses? It doesn't make sense. The fact that the majority of the women I've even messed with in my lifetime have been so-called black women. When you love somebody enough, you don't want to see them bad and fucked up. That's the thing. And when it's not popular to correct people or say the truth, it offends people. So like he said, nigga, you sound like a hypocrite. Let me get this. I applied my heart to know and to search and to seek out. It's like Ecclesiastes 7:25. I applied my heart to know and to search and to seek out wisdom and the reason of things, and to know the wickedness of folly, even the foolishness and madness. And I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets, and her hands is bands. Whoso pleaseth God shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. You can't say that GMS hates black women. We have Jake women in the congregation that listen. Did I not just in my intro say shalom to them, greet them, right? Because you have sisters who are actually striving to be under subjection of their man if they have a man, or being under subjection and serving the Lord, who are actually trying to not act like these chicken head hoes out here in the streets that you see that give Jake a bad rep. Same with the YNs and the niggas too. Because those are sisters. And they actually trying to live a righteous life. Why would I hate them? They my sister. Right? You get what I'm saying? Verse 26, and I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets, and her hands is bands. Whoso pleaseth God shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. And that even goes into another scripture. This isn't the precept I'm gonna get yet, but I'm gonna pull up another one that was concerning the one I just got in Ecclesiastes. We can get this. Ecclesiastes 25:13. Give me any plague but the plague of the heart, and any wickedness but the wickedness of a woman. That's what that's what they'll never emphasize. I never said I hated black women, all black women. And if I did, And I wasn't saying I hate all black women. It's like I hate the 2/3. I'm being specific though. I'm not saying I hate all Jakes. No, I hate you specifically. The 2/3, the niggas out there who are doing wickedness openly, just like the so-called Jake women, especially the Southern Kingdom. They tend to be, on average, worse and more masculine and more. They tend to have less appealing qualities to them than the Northern Kingdom women, is what I'm trying to get at. And out of that, I just like the ones that are doing wickedness. Let's just be specific. Just like I always say, as the wicked is an abomination to the just, so is the just an abomination to the wicked. We don't like wickedness. Here it is. Verse 19, Ecclesiastes 25:19. All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. Ecclesiastes, the 30th chapter, in the first verse, says, He that loveth his son causeth him oft to feel the rod, that he may have joy of him in the end. He that chasteneth his son shall have joy in him, and shall rejoice of him among his acquaintance. He that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy, and before his friends he shall rejoice of him. Right? So I'm just giving you an example. There's nothing wrong with correcting someone or chastising them. Because at the end of the day, that's showing that you love them. If we were not to say anything to our women, to the women that follow us, or correct them or show the ways, that would mean that we didn't like them at all, or that we hated them. But we love them enough to the point where sometimes I'll see Jake women and I'll be like, damn, I hate to see our people fucked up like that. Because internally it's sad how low our people come, knowing the things that we know about how we used to rule back in the day, how we were above all the other nations, the fact that our women who were appointed to be wives are outside now and have the betrayal of being whores, when that was the job of the heathen nation women, right? To be concubines. Now our women, because they've been engulfed in it so long, they'd rather be like the heathens and be concubines. Eternally, it make us sad. So just think about how the Lord feels about it. If it make me feel some type of way, and I'm just a messenger. Oh yeah. But that's also why our women, I feel bad for them in the same sense. Sometimes I don't, because our people brought these curses. We brought these curses upon ourselves by going off and rejecting the Lord. So it was well deserved. I was just talking to the brother about this yesterday. How about one of the curses in Isaiah, the 3rd chapter, where our women are able to grow hair, and it caused a scab to be in their head. And he was telling me about how he know a woman. I want to say he said he might have worked with her or something like that. She might be his classmate, something. She had been growing her hair for 4 years, and she still had a little afro. And she was asking him how he grew his hair for tips and stuff like that, because he has really good hair and it's long. And he was telling her the tips and stuff like that. He's like, little does she know that we're under the curses. Her hair most likely is not going to grow. If it ain't growing in 4 years, it's the same length. You got that Isaiah chapter 3 curse on you. I want to get this. 3 and 12. Isaiah 3 and 11 says, Woe unto the wicked, it shall be ill with him, for the reward of his hands shall be given him. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. That's another thing. people are starting to realize now, men in the community, that this society and this world that we live in is a matriarchy. It's not a patriarchy. There's a lot of things that women benefit off of that they don't even realize, right? As they say, privilege is blind to those who are privileged. As a man, if you have a kid, you don't have a say so whether or not the woman could keep the child or get rid of it. But guess what though? Your ass still gonna be paying child support. That's why. Let me read this first before I get into that. Isaiah 3:12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. A lot of women rule over their man in so many different ways. They got leverage over them. They can use your child as a weapon. They can take half your shit and leave you with nothing. Ruin your life. Go cheat on you, all types of things, get you set up, killed. That's why we be saying we hate so-called Jake women. That's why we be saying the things we be saying, because it's shit like that. Oh, my people, they which lead thee, cause thee to err, and destroy the way of thy paths. So a lot of guys now, especially guys who look like me in the world, more and more of them are starting to go and get women of the other nations because they see how they treat their men. And on top of that, we're loved amongst all the nations as far as women go. A lot of the women of the other nations like us, they show us more attention, treat us better than the so-called black woman. And they also see how they mamas treated their dads too. That's a big part of it as well. And they say to themselves, I don't want to go through that. When I say stuff like this, like I'll say, I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? Black women's all right, but if I got married, I wouldn't even get married to one. Oh, this nigga, he ain't black woman. Well, you tripping, bro. I couldn't do it. Here's the thing, though. They haven't seen the things I've seen. And if they have, matter of fact, I highly doubt it. They don't know the amount of niggas I've seen got put on child support and shit, and seen personally how their life was around me. What it did and how it affected them. I don't want to go down that road. Now, that's not to say only black women put men on child support. I'm not saying that. Because it could be a woman of any nation. Same as it could be a woman of any nation that may go and cheat on you. A woman of any nation. Where wickedness goes, it don't just stop on a black woman. There are women that are wicked in every nation. Let's just remember that. But the perception our women have and the tendency and the fact that they are affected by it more makes it a little bit of a more of a talking point. They haven't personally seen it though. Just like when I tell them I wouldn't get married. I have no desire to get married. Especially not in this society, of course. I'm talking about marriage in the legal sense, not marriage in the sexist marriage part, of course. Because at the end of the day, I will keep me a concubine when I do feel like dealing with the bullshit that these women in this society nowadays bring. But as for, I don't even be on there with them like that no more. I'd rather be by myself. It's more peace. And he said that, you know what I'm saying? Just stay to yourself. Because a lot of these women, man, there's another thing that men are saying. They come with bullshit. I'm not just speaking about black women. I'm talking about women in general. It's just the proximity I'm in. I see them all the time. I interact with them daily. So I see it firsthand. But they can't even get that wrapped around their heads. They don't realize. Okay, go ahead and get into that agreement. Like I said, I don't think they haven't been exposed to the things that I've been exposed to coming up. Because, everybody grows up differently. They might have been exposed to being a part of households and stuff like that that have beautiful marriages. Which that's not to say I haven't, but I've seen both sides of the coin, and I'd rather not be a part of that. Because a woman, they can leave you based on how they feel. They're loyal to their feelings. They loyal to their feelings, man. I was just talking to the brother about this yesterday too. You know how many men that's in marriage right now that ain't getting no play? Their wife is the sexless innkeeper. They sitting up in there suffering. I don't think my friends realize that's a part of marriage as well, because Esau Edom made it that way. That system, that mindset of you can only have one woman and destroy family household. But hey, I say a lot of brothers, they in that spirit of, or I'll wait to Jacob's trouble, or I'll wait to the kingdom. Now, this is the book of 1 Corinthians 7:6. And mind you, back in those days, they were in the Roman captivity. We're in a revived Roman captivity, revived Roman Empire. So a lot of the things that Apostle Paul is saying can equate and be used in today's way of living, right? We're under captivity. We're under the curses. I was telling this to the brother yesterday. It's quite literally the way that Esau Edom has set it up. It's impossible to have a woman, a girlfriend, a wife in this society. And there are brothers who are in relationships and stuff like that, and there's nothing wrong with that, or have wives, right? But the way that Esau Edom have made it is damn near impossible to succeed in this society with having a woman. Just think about it. Your woman goes to school, she goes to work, whatever. All she has around her is temptations to go off and break the laws. Because women want to work, and they've had feminism all around them, and they've been indoctrinated in that, and they now have a more masculine mindset about them. 1 Corinthians 7:6, it says, "But I speak this by permission and not of commandment. For I would that all men were even as I myself. But every man hath his proper gift of God, one after this manner and another after that. I say therefore to the unmarried and widows, it is good for them if they abide even as I," meaning staying single. "But if they cannot contain, let them marry, for it is better to marry than to burn." Right? So if you can't handle the fact of being single and staying single, then go ahead and get married. Me personally, I've said this. I haven't taken women serious since 2022. I could never have a girlfriend again, like a serious relationship like that. As of right now, that's just my mindset because of what happened to me that year as far as dealing with women. I could never go back to it. Everybody has it. It's not the same for everyone. You feel me? Verse 10, "And unto the married I command, yet not I, but the Lord, let not the wife depart from her husband. But and if she depart, let her remain unmarried or be reconciled to her husband. Let not the husband put away his wife." That's the thing. You have women that go from nigga to nigga to nigga to nigga. It was never meant to be like that. The Lord never even wanted us to divorce. It wasn't never meant for that. It wasn't never meant for us to live like that. But all in all, it's just complete division between both sexes right now. And I think a lot of people are starting to realize that it's more so a sense that women hate men right now, honestly, if I'm being truthful about it. A lot of women hate men, and they're open about it. They're completely open about it, man. Completely open about it. Let the portion of a sinner be taken upon her, though. A lot of these niggas wicked and stuff like that. I even talked about. Matter of fact, I seen with this Corey Bush clip. I got a perfect, and that's the spirit. I got a perfect precept for that because I was just reading this in the book of in the Wisdom of Solomon earlier this morning. I want to say that was verse 12. Was that 11? It might have been 12, right? Because you have even the things that's going on. And I pulled it out not because of this video I was watching, but because I thought about, it was verse chapter 12. I was thinking about everything that came out in the Epstein Miles and how they were sacrificing kids and shit. You know, and the Bible speaks about Molech, which is that Molech and Baal, which are those false gods, those damn demons who the other nations were sacrificing their babies to, just like our people do now. Not realizing, oh, I'll get 4, 5, 6 abortions, I'll be good, girl. Nah, the Lord is saying that. All right. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 12, and verse 1, it says, Your immortal spirit is in every one of them, and so you gently correct those who sin against you. You remind them, that's all we're doing, is correcting our women, or trying to at least. You know, the scriptures even said the women of old are supposed to be, let me get that. Titus 2:3. The elder women are supposed to teach up the younger women on how to be. Yet you have our elder women out here being hoes and stuff. Grandmamas, 50, 60 years old, still dressing like they in the streets. You think that's a good example for the women that's coming up that's younger? Hell no. But we hate black women though. Titus 2:1, but I'm telling you, bro, these women do not respect themselves. But speak thou the things which became sound, but speak thou the things which become sound doctrine, that the aged men be sober, grave, temperate, sound in faith, in charity, and patience. The aged women likewise, that they be in behavior as becometh holiness, not false accusers, not giving them much wine, teachers of good things, that they may teach the young women to be sober, to love their husbands, to love their children, to be discreet, chaste, keepers at home, good, obedient to their own husbands. No woman in the West is obedient to their husband. Let me rephrase that. Majority of the women over here in the West, none of them are obedient to their man, to their husband. They're obedient to their boss though. That the word of God be not blasphemed. That aspect of thinking have left our people as a whole. That's why I say now, a lot of these women don't want no man. They say they do, they don't want a man. They don't. A lot of these women don't meet the qualifications to even be the woman of a brother in the truth, in my opinion. Especially someone like myself. Verse 1, as for you, Titus, promote the kind of living that reflects wholesome teaching. This is an NLT. Teach the older men to exercise self-control, to be worthy of respect, and to live wisely. They must have sound faith and be filled with love and patience. Similarly, teach the older women to live in a way that honors God. They must not slander others or be heavy drinkers. All our women do now, they just smoke and drink, like niggas. I don't even do that. Instead, they should teach others what is good. These older women must train their younger women to love their husbands and their children. A lot of women nowadays, they don't even want kids. And it's not because of the financial, it's not even about the financial part. The fact that it costs too much, they just don't want to have kids because they hate men so much. because they want to be out and be hoes. To live wisely and be pure, to work in their homes, to do good, and to be submissive to their husbands, then they will not bring shame on the word of the God. But you tell a woman this, though, a so-called Christian woman, they're going to disregard it. That's why I say, these people who say they believe in the Bible and don't do what the Bible says, you're a non-believer. That's just what it is at this point. I was thinking about this earlier today, too. I'm telling you, man, when you're in the truth, the Bible just be on your mind all the time. Any nigga that eat pork, that blatantly break the laws, that they say they keep the Bible, like to where you don't try at all. Because some things, of course, you can't get around. You still eating pork. You say we in a new covenant. Why would the Lord give us laws, then say, fuck it, they null and void. You don't gotta follow them no more. Go ahead and sin and do wickedness. That don't even make common sense. But Christians do that shit, though. That's why I couldn't. Yeah, I'm done having talks with Christians. I see. This shit pissed me off just thinking about it. That don't even make sense. How did that make sense? I'm gonna give you rules to follow. Then say, fuck it. You don't even gotta follow no more. Just live in wickedness. That makes sense to Christians, though. I don't even remember where I was at. Salaki. Wisdom of Solomon, the 12th chapter. Going back to Molech, and then I'm gonna close it off there, man. Wisdom of Solomon, the 12th chapter, verse 1. Your immortal spirit is in every one of them, and so you gently correct those who sin against you. You remind them of what they are doing and warn them about it, so that they may abandon their evil ways and put their trust in you, Lord. Here's my point coming right here. You hated the people who lived in your holy land long ago because they did horrible things. They practiced magic and conducted unholy worship. In verse 4 it says, whom thou hadst for doing most odious works of witchcrafts and wicked sacrifices. They killed children without mercy and ate the flesh and blood of human beings. They were initiated in the secret rituals. That's what you're doing when you have people nowadays who eat placentas. But when you do abortions and stuff like that, Plan Bs, you're not harming nobody but yourself. You're making yourself infertile, baby. They killed children without mercy and ate the flesh and blood of human beings. They were initiated in the secret rituals, in which parents murdered their own defenseless children. It was your will for our ancestors to destroy these people so that the land which you consider the most precious of all lands would be a suitable home for your people. It's sad that our people don't even realize the wickedness and the wicked acts that they do because they want to be so much like the heathen. Lord willing, the lesson was edifying to those out there listening and watching. I'm going to close it off there. Call halal, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachaha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone, once again, who taught me this truth through the spirit and the power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And until next time, I say Shalom, Israel. Shalom. And as always, one day close to the kingdom, man. Keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. Shalom, Israel. And I just want to say this. I did a lesson last night. Apparently, like half of the audio uploaded. Could have been because of what I was talking about. But I see that Prism now wants to fuck me over when it comes to doing lives, when I'm doing my screen shares. So Lord willing, I'm going to start doing my lessons on StreamYard more because it seemed like they platform don't mess up as much. So there's just a heads up. Shalom.